Sentire Media.
All right, energy. Good morning, 20th of December, a beautiful morning here in Italy. It is 7:59 in the morning. We're getting up a little bit later these days. It's just so dark lately. It's been weird. Anyway, I'm Jason. That's Ashley. Together we run, own, operate La Tavola Marche. We are here in a town called Piobico in a little slice of heaven, which is known as Italia.
Ciao tutti.
20th of December, right around the corner, last weekend before Christmas. And we're missing, we realized it the other day, what is missing here from our life in the States around this time of year is the pressure.
It's true. A part of it is we don't have a job right now, but there's not the same constant countdown to Christmas that there is that I remember, that, like Jason is saying, that pressure during the holidays. 5 shopping days left, 4 shopping days left. Did you get everything done? Did you check it off your list? Did you make the cookies for your friends or for the school? And here it's kind of like, all right, oh yeah, I guess Christmas is like next week, and it's a totally different feel.
There's publicity, there's all the Christmas commercials and advertisements and all that, but it's
and
different.
The gear up
yeah.
and the little towns of the concerts and things and bingo, but it was the right word. There's not the pressure.
It is, what's today? Friday morning?
Yeah.
It's a little bit overcast this morning. It's been really mild. There's been,
snow.
No snow, mild weather here for the last week or so. And that trend will continue through Christmas and
what is mild for us in December means we're looking at 12 to 15 degrees.
That's really mild.
It is really
mild. That was really warm the other day.
It was 10 degrees the other night. I mean, we don't have any frost in the morning.
No.
It's really weird.
It is.
And it's classic because we are trending, and as Jason was starting to say, severe weather, Europe's predictions for a mild winter. Of course, we have the most wood we've ever purchased.
Yeah, we got a ton of wood, and it's totally unnecessary because in the evenings we have to let the fire go out because it just gets too warm.
And in fact, in our place, we got a new stufa, and it's much more efficient. And our place is pretty small, but this time of year, with the weather the way it's been, shockingly, we are only lighting our fire every other day. Otherwise, it's too warm to sleep. And it's like, oh my God, this is weird.
So if you're a weather nerd like I am, I like to go to a site called severeweather.eu. And it's for weather nerds. It's not like today's going to be sunny. It's these weird graphs and different models.
Awesome pictures.
Really cool pictures. My dream is for Ashley to get every day on their Instagram or Facebook page or whatever, they post a severe weather photo of the day, and it could be cool clouds or a lightning strike or flooding or just something.
Lenticular clouds.
Something to do with extreme or different weather. My dream is for Ashley's photo, one of Ashley's photos to get. Then I'll know she's a real photographer.
If I can make it on severe weather.
If you can make it on severe weather, then that means you're a real photographer.
Woo, all right. You got to have high goals.
So it's been really mild. We were gifted a greenhouse, a serra, for arc serra. It's 3 meters wide by 6 meters long, by our neighbors Carolyn and Luke. She is retiring from the seed starting plant producing business. We talked about this. Not even business. That
yeah,
she just does it for fun. But she's retiring, and she's going to teach me, which is much more difficult than actually getting the baby plants and growing them to vegetables. So we'll be starting that. The poles are in the ground. Everything went in pretty easily.
Jason had to do some maths.
We did. We re-looked at the Pythagorean theorem. Took me all the way back. Listen, for real, whenever we do these, and I do a lot of them in the off season when I have more time to do or kind of layout or building or something like that, it really makes me feel really stupid because we're talking about things from 6th year or 7th year of math, like not high school.
Some of this is high school.
No,
but still, high school's even closer. You should remember it if it was in high school.
Whatever. We had to go back and spend like 30 minutes watching videos.
Oh, you had quite a few YouTube videos.
But My hypotenuses at the end were all perfectly the perfect length, and we have 90-degree angles on all the
Let's
corners.
just give a little shout out though. Who helped make sure that math was done the right way?
Yeah, Ashley did. I was going to freak out. I was sitting there with the string pulled around all the rebars stuck in the ground, and it wasn't working.
And the numbers seemed like they kept changing, and it was like, oh my god.
So it's in. The poles are in. We've got the plastic for the top ordered, and we'll get going here after the new year. The first thing that we'll start is Bepe's onions.
A classic. First morning that it's up and Gaggi stops by for coffee. Oh, did you see the poles are up? And I didn't notice. And then he goes out and looks and comes back, and just so much shit to talk about where we put it. Like of course he had, it's in a great spot. It didn't matter where we put it. It's like he was going to have because he didn't get to participate.
He didn't get to participate. We didn't ask him, so of course it's not the right place. But he'll enjoy. He'll get into it. Don't worry. I can't believe it's time to start thinking about the garden for next year already. Let's not do that yet. Not till the new year.
No, but when do you need to start the seeds? Next month or February?
February. Okay. We'll start the onion seeds. I'm looking at a jar full of last year's Bepe's onions. So we'll start the onions, and they grow the slowest, and peppers take a long time as well. So now I'm starting to figure out the layout and kit out of the greenhouse because it's good size. It's not huge. It's not small, but I can see it getting to be like a disaster unless I'm really organized in how the flow from seedlings to baby plants to transplants to
your workflow.
My workflow, if you will. Mm-hmm. And do I do what we've done for years, which is just like we would start all the seeds, or Carolyn does at least, in the leftover little, the stuff that when you go to the nursery and get the pots.
Yeah, all the little plastic pots from the nursery.
Or do we invest a little bit of money in like a proper trays for starting seeds and all that kind of stuff?
Well, the issue with us is it's not like, we're starting at 24 seeds.
No, we're starting hundreds. But that's even more
600 onions.
That's even more the reason to maybe do this, because it'll just keep us more organized. Go down into the downstairs. You can see the piles of those stupid, cheap little plastic stuff, and nothing matches. Mm-hmm. That's what, I don't know. We'll see. That's part of the research I'm doing this week anyway.
That and a new chicken coop.
And we're going to rebuild the chicken. Yeah, we got a couple of projects. We'll talk about that later in the season, though.
But speaking of projects, this time of year, it's cappelletti time. So,
what are cappelletti?
Cappelletti, we taled about this last time.
I know, but you got to
Cappelletti are the little pasta, filled pastas that start off about the square size of a postage stamp, filled with meat, like 3 different types of meat.
Filled with, you have pork, veal, and turkey.
And you fold them over, twist them up, and kind of like mini tortellini. And it's a ton of work, but really become a traditional thing for us to do with our neighbors. And it's nice. Plus, it's awesome to have a freezer full of these ready to go for a night where you just want a simple dinner.
Yep. You can serve them with just a simple like butter and cheese, or you most traditionally is in a broth, or even with different sauce, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's filled pastas. So
I loved it because we went to the grocery store and it was time to get all the ingredients.
Or the butcher.
The butcher, sorry. And Jason's talking to the butcher and he's talking to me and he's like, I think I have everything. Does this ratio sound right? And it's like, oh, we know you're talking to the wrong person. And I know you're just thinking out loud because I have no idea. And he turns to the butcher and is like, I'm making cappelletti. Here's the amount of eggs. Does this seem like the right ratio? And she grabs another.
Well, eggs for the pasta. She goes, how many eggs are you making? Sorry. And when she says eggs, I know she doesn't mean eggs into the filling. She means how many eggs worth of pasta. And I told her 20 eggs. I'm doing 20 eggs. And she goes, no, you're short. You need more veal. You need another 400 grams of this and that. I mean, it's the recipe is the recipe.
And then the other butcher comes over and she goes, even at one point, she goes, I thought you've made these before. He's like, I have. I just don't have it memorized off the top like this. And the other butcher walks by and she's excellent. excellent chef. And she's like, wait, how much cheese did you say you had? Oh, no, that is not enough cheese. Way more cheese. And I just love it when they all pipe in. They stopped everything what they were doing to like consult the recipes between the 2 or 3 of them.
I figured between the 3 of them, they'd know if I had enough.
And it came out perfect.
Yeah, it came out perfect. So we did that with Carolyn and Luke the first night, our Dutch neighbors, which was a very tranquil. We put on beautiful Christmas music, Christmas records.
We were all singing and telling old Christmas stories. It was beautiful.
It was very nice. The next night was Gaggi and Rosanna, and it was a little bit more. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
No, it was hysterical because instead of the Christmas music, I always use like a old New York accent, like it's too loud in here kind of thing. They want the music turned down, but can we turn on the TV and turn it way up? So
that was ironic, wasn't it?
The music's way too loud, but turn that down. And can we get the TV turned on and some of the news just blasted?
But I love doing it. I have to say, I love doing it with Carolyn and Luke because it's like we're adults and we sit there and we enjoy each other's company. But
we keep it very structured of like the pasta all looks the exact same.
Yeah, Luke's got a ruler out. Each one of them was 3 square centimeters. Looked
perfect.
Good. The next night is more loosey-goosey. It's more like doing it with like family, more like family members and
children.
And children. And it is more fun. I will say it's more fun because you got Gaggi sitting there going, I don't need this ruler. I can do it by hand.
I can do it by eye.
Look. So he does the first line and he goes, look, it's right there. It's right there. By the end, they were the most giant, instead of being squares, they were giant, weird, trapezoidal.
I know. And we were like, what is going on? Shut up kind of thing.
You'll eat them anyway.
Exactly. And then just a lot of concern over what's being done with the scrap pasta. He wants to make sure we're making maltagliati. But yeah, he's just all over the place. Rosanna is just ribbing him and like antagonizing him as well.
Well, because here's why his wife loves it. Because we like to give Gaggi crap too. And she really doesn't. I don't know if a lot of people give Gaggi crap like we do when they go over to other places. So she jumps right in and she really instigates us talking shit to him.
It's good times.
It's good times. So, that was our cappelletti. So we got a freezer full of cappelletti. We're good to go for Christmas Day. We'll be spending Christmas with Rosanna's nephew in Città di Castello. And he runs the family insurance business. And they're a great family. Have 2 kids who are teenage kids. But they have the coolest kitchen in the entire world.
They have a sweet house.
They have a really nice house. Not like giant. Not giant. People don't do giant, big, those big kind of McMansion kind of things here. No. It's just he designed it himself. So all the rooms, it's not a bunch of rooms. It's just big, beautiful. And his kitchen is the kitchen I'd want because it has open fire and it has everything you need, but not too much. It's not all stainless steeled out. I think people go way over with the stainless steel, and especially in places like in places out here where there's a lot of stone and wood, stainless steel sometimes doesn't really work.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. So it'll be fun to go hang out there for Christmas. And I think we're set. We've got everyone's gifts. We did our
Christmas cookies.
Our Christmas cookies. So every year we try to bake something, do something.
We've been doing this since we first started dating.
Yeah.
Living together in Brooklyn.
Everything from making candy, like what did we do? Peanut brittle one year.
Yeah, we've done like peanut brittles. We've done like spiced nuts.
Whatever.
We've done
you get
tons
the idea.
of stuff.
This year we did Christmas cookies. How did we get the idea for this? What were we flipping through? Anyway, sugar cookies.
I wanted to do gingerbread.
Yeah,
and then we realized no one out here would really like gingerbread cookies.
And we couldn't find molasses.
Correct. So nothing was working in our direction. And then we thought maybe of doing pan forte, but we've never made it before. There's a ton of ingredients.
And everyone does.
And it can be a mess.
I don't want to do panettone. I don't want to do panforte. I don't want to do torrone because that's the stuff that everyone around here does, and they'll probably do it better than we will.
But we did realize they love American cookies, like the real buttery cookies.
Yeah, everyone likes a butter cookie. No, you can't not like a butter cookie. It's fat, flour, eggs, sugar, flavoring. But if you cut them into reindeers and
snowflakes
and we got good with the royal icing. We watched a couple of videos and you just cheesy like.
It was
cheesy
fantastic.
Christmas
I
cookies.
loved it.
People around here freaking love them. I don't know.
We're just like, where did you get these? And we were like, oh, we made them. Oh my God, look at these designs. And they'd open the bag, get over here, and they'd call over like, Grandma, come and look at these designs. And they all just feel like it's straight out of a movie or TV show they've seen. And we tell them how it's tradition in America at Christmas time to bring cookies to your coworkers, friends, neighbors. And so we have been delivering hundreds all over town, from like the hairdresser and the butchers to the postman. And
idle hands, baby.
Oh my God. It's great though. Like there's constantly 24 cookies ready to go in the back of the car in case we run into someone too.
Yeah, I've had stomach issues.
The first place though that I went to deliver the cookies.
Do you know why I had stomach issues?
Oh yeah, I was passing over it, but
I can't stop eating these damn cookies. I got to stop. Thank God we're done and we're getting the last of them out today because
the other night that's all Jason ate for dinner.
I ate the burned ones.
They were still delicious.
Yeah, I burned a couple.
But the best was delivering the cookies to the Poligano, the shooting range down the road. And there is a family who live there, but I've never met them.
I have.
Jason has. But I went to deliver the cookies. And so I see some big guy coming down and from the back, and I'm walking over with these cookies, and I was like, oh, ciao, we've never met, but I think you know my husband Jason. We're the Americans who lived. I just start like classic, just steamrolling this conversation and like just going full force in, and he's just staring at me totally blank, and he's like, I have no idea who your husband is, who you are. And I was like, yeah, Cacamone, the name of our house down the road. And he's like, I know of it, but I don't. And I was like, well, these are a Christmas gift for your family. And I said, do you live here at this house? And he's like, yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm at the right, like, go ahead, take them. And then he looks at me and he kind of looks like, what am I supposed to do with these? Did someone order them? Do we need to pay for these? And I was like, no, it's a gift. I just start using it as it's an American thing. And then they just go, oh, okay. I'm like, it's an American thing for the holidays. But I love what, like, the shock and fear in his face of, like, I don't know if I could take these cookies from this strange person who is this random girl who just drove up to the house. But
the first year we did this, the first year we were here, we tried to do this, and we got denied a lot. It was a lot of, we don't know you, we don't accept fake gifts from strangers.
From foreigners.
Foreign strangers bringing us sugary things.
To our front door.
Yeah. But that's now people kind of know us. But I think it's his son. I've never met the son. I've met the guy who runs it and his wife. But never.
Well, Gaggi calls this our public relations, and it's true. It's good. It feels good, and it does good.
So today we'll be, after this, we'll
pack up another couple
one.
Dozen and head into town, pack up the red sleigh, and start delivering our cookies again. Oh my gosh. So today is Friday. Last week on Sunday, we needed to run into town. We were starting the cookies and needed a couple last minute things. And we're normally not out first thing in the morning on a Sunday. And if any of you guys have been here, we were taking the road up and over the hill to Urbana. And
not a lot's open on Sundays.
No, there's like one or two grocery stores.
And this being around the holidays, they stay open in the from like 9 to noon on a Sunday.
And as we're going over the pass, there's like 10, 12 cars up at the top, and there's a pull off and stuff. And but we see all these guys standing outside, about 20 of them, in what at first glance looks like just camo or hunting because we see all the hunters all the time. But as we're getting closer, it's like, no. This is much more like military. And as we're getting even closer, we can see some guy on the end holding this gigantic, like, Tommy gun.
Like, it was this giant gun with the big round magazine at the bottom. Like, it looked straight out of a gangster movie from the 30s.
We're like, what the hell? Of course I didn't have my phone to take a picture, and it was just like, what is going on?
It was odd because there was no one of military age. Everyone was older, so it almost looked like a movie, but no cameras.
Exactly.
Or there was no cameras or anything around. But here's 40 guys standing around holding military
huge guns.
But they're with graying temples. It was weird. It was really weird.
Super weird. We continue towards the grocery store, and just like, I don't know how far down the road.
2 minutes down.
2 minutes down the road, a pack of like 20 boar passed the road. We were like, oh my God, which also seemed so ironic that the top of the hill right behind us are just nothing but men with major weapons. And we're like, oh my God, there's so many boar in the road right here. No one knows. And we come home and it ends up, Gaggi told me that they do. I said, we saw these guys. I told him the whole story and goes, war games. And he said it in English, which was funny too. But he said, oh yeah, they're grown-ups who they go and play war games. Those guns aren't real.
Laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag.
It's basically laser tag for adults.
Paintball. Because he said they do get like red, like little stains on their clothes, so you know that you've been hit.
Okay, maybe it's but it's not full paintball.
No.
So yeah, I guess they break up into two groups, and they were at the top of a big valley. Like probably one goes to the other side, and they do. I'd do that.
But he was like,
cool.
yeah, he was so unimpressed because he's like, the guns don't even work. And just kind of like big boy dress up. So it was really weird to see though, as you're just passing when you see these huge guns. And then also coming home that day, we saw 2 more deer in the fields. And again, this time the hunters were hunters with guns ready to hunt. On the road, literally just around the corner.
Yeah, it was a field right before a little bend, and no more than 50 meters later, like just in the bend, there's 2 hunters sitting
just
there
talking,
and it's like, you guys back
right on the other side of the tree.
They can hear you talking. These 3 deer, go get them.
It was unbelievable.
It was kind of funny. We didn't say anything, but we kept going. It was ironic.
It was very ironic. But so it was really popping that Sunday morning.
Yeah, a lot of hunting going on. Not so much mushrooms and truffles. We see the same 3 guys who are the hardcore truffle hunters who are out every day. But word on the street is it's basically over. And mushrooms are pretty much done too.
Speaking of popping, do you want to talk about how you were scarred at the...
Oh, God.
Because it was so busy.
So, it is. I'm a barber guy, right? When I go to get my haircut, I'm high and tight. Like I'm a normal haircut guy, and I like the barber. I like the old guy. I like the feel. I like the news on. I like the newspapers.
The only frills you like is a flat razor.
Yeah, I like that he uses the real strop razor thing. That's me. My guy,
and out of there under $12 kind of thing.
Yeah, the price isn't.
I know, but
it's
you know
not
what
about
I mean.
the price. It's about the weight. Yeah. It is about the weight. If there's more, if there's if there's the guy in the chair and one sitting, it's a 50-50 shot. If I'll go in there and wait, most of the time I just want to get in and out. My guy had his 80-something 83rd birthday, whatever, and he retired. He should have retired years ago. He would cut my hair. It'd be longer on one side than the other. I don't care.
He'd make the snippy noises himself.
Yeah, he would. It's like he'd make the little sound effects. I loved him. I just liked going in there. I don't care if he can. Listen, here's how I feel. It doesn't matter. I can come home and clean it up a little bit, or just walk around looking like I got 2 haircuts. But he retired, and the other barber in town got sick. Long story short, I end up now at the salon. And this is a big step for me. And
what you did not want to take.
One I did not want to take. And there's a guy barber who works on the other side in the Piobico salon, and he does a great.
He does the best haircuts you've gotten.
Great haircut. I hate the experience.
It is, okay, for the ladies, it is straight out of Steel Magnolias.
This is a tiny place. There is not a lot of room, but there are a lot of people. Now, I got to do this yesterday, the weekend before Christmas. That's like me sending Ashley to to do all my huge grocery shopping, the day before. On a Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Before a holiday.
Like, I would never send her into that kind of battlefield
he
unprepared.
He came home so upset. It was like, how could you do this to me? I was like, what do you mean? You wanted a haircut. You asked me to get you an appointment. He was like, you knew what I was going into.
Okay. I get there. There's 2, like, all the seats are filled. I get there. The woman who runs it, Margarita, this lady hustles. She is a hustler. Out of all the businesses in Piogo, lots of empty storefronts, Margarita is never empty.
She ain't one.
No, she kills it. Anyway, she's got one lady in one of those crazy things for drying her hair, and two women in the things, and she's mixing up potions in the back that she comes and paints on foil. It is I got there at 10 to 9. At 9 o'clock, like 6 people walked in like they were coming to work.
You said it was like a bell rang and people were stormed in.
Within 30 seconds, 6 more people, 6 ladies come in, all squawking like, and they are speaking heavy dialect over like 6 blow dryers going.
And over each other.
And I ate too many cookies the night before, so I wasn't feeling so hot. And it was insane. Margarita at one point turned into a general and was moving old ladies' asses to different seats like she was positioning soldiers for war. Mary Elizabeth, you come here. You have 15 minutes.
You were also like an air traffic controller,
This place was so insane at 9:15 in the morning. And here's the deal. I don't need my hair to be washed. I just got out of the shower. I don't want to sit in a massage chair. I don't want to have to lean back and get like the whole thing done. And
it's a to-do.
And here's the best part. People would just come in like women would just stop, leave strollers outside, pop in, scream something in heavy dialect to like the room, and then walk out. Constantly. The bar next door showed up with a giant platter of like coffees and everything, and everyone took 5 minutes and had a coffee. Like it is a absolute scene. I'm not used to. I'm sure this happens in other salons all over the world, but
only small town ones like this.
Oh man, there was no sitting room. Like you had ladies just standing in corners yapping at each other with tinfoil in her hair, and everyone with the all the tint on the sides of their faces.
You never know who's waiting in line to be next or who's just in there hanging out to chat.
There was a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people just stopped and left babies sitting outside for a minute or two while they screamed something at each other. One lady came in with the betting, like pick your number.
That's right. For bingo.
No, not for bingo. For the pull, they do. They do some lotto thing, and you spend €2 a number, and you can get grand premios, big grand prizes. I have no idea what it was for, but everyone was in on that big time. Anyway,
what time did you finally get your?
I did not leave till I got there at 10 to 9. I left at 10 after 10. Holy shit! My hair takes 6 minutes to cut. Why am I there for an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes?
And he always wants to give you like a consultation as well.
Yeah. Then at the end, he wants to wash my hair again. We just washed it. It's washed. No.
And he looks offended. Like, what? Why can't I do my thing?
Because I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I just couldn't. It was one of those places where I was definitely a fish out of water and just staring at everyone. What was going on? Oh, that's the American. And I brought cookies. So, of course, everyone, what are these? Oh, the American. Oh, cacamone. Can we have dinner there? No, we're closed. Leave me alone. My belly hurts. I just need a haircut. So I got to find nothing to the guy who cuts my hair. He, like I said, fantastic job. Does it great. And it takes him 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's just they got to run me through the damn shampoo chair twice. So I got to find a new barber.
And blow dry.
I have no hair. So you guys, I have very short hair, and it's just running for its life. Like it is falling out at an exceptional rate. So I don't need a blow dry.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
So that was my experience, and I'm good to go for at least another 6 weeks. And during that time, I'll find me another old man barber to cut my hair in 2 different lengths.
Well, we've both been having some fun fish out of water in town experiences. I got swept up in the holiday cheer and holly jolliness when Carolyn and Luke were here, and we were listening to old Christmas records, and the fire's going, and we're doing the pasta, and we're all singing these old carols. And Carolyn said, "Oh, you should join the choir for the Christmas concert." And I said, "I will."
Do you sing?
No, I like the fun of it. I'm not a singer. Carolyn was like, "Oh yes, rehearsals next week. I was like, oh, and of course I was all swept up in it. So I was like, no problem. Come to find out, rehearsal starts at 9:00. That is at night. That is way past our let's go out of the house time this time of year. And so it was on Wednesday evening, and sure enough, I show up at Carolyn's. We go together, and she's like, don't get there early. And I just thought, what? Like, don't. That's what I was going to say. I love to show up places early and wait, even though this is not a show up early country. But I thought, well, this will be my first choir practice. Like, don't we need to do a little warm up or something? Like, we should show up a little early. But anyway, I get to Carolyn's. We get there right on time, and she just said, now watch. So we're preparing for a Christmas concert that will be 2 days after Christmas on the 27th at the main church San Stefano in Piobico. And so we're going to rehearse. We're rehearsing in the church, and everyone's just sitting in the pews waiting to get started. And there's 3 horns practicing, and they just keep practicing, and everyone keeps talking, and it's 9:05, 9:15, 9:20. It's like, is there choir practice? Is this just hangout time? What is going on? Finally, everyone congregates, and it's time to go up onto the altar, and that's where we're going to stand and sing. And it was hysterical because, of course, as well, lots of new introductions. I know a handful of people there. Everyone except for one other woman was like 65 and up for sure. Carolyn was getting a lot of like high fives from the old guys. Great new find. Where'd you find her? Bringing the age down a little in the group. I thought they haven't even heard me sing. I could be totally terrible, but no one cares. And then some of the women are like, oh, now the choir is so international. We had Carolyn, who we all know is Dutch, but now we have an American here too. And so there was a lot of buzz of the internationalism of the choir for this concert. And I get the music, and a couple Italian songs, great. I didn't think there would be a problem with that. They're all Christmas holiday, so shouldn't be too bad. There's one made-up song that they created. But the other half of the songs are in French, and I have no idea how to read French or sing French. So there's a little lip syncing going on that night, trying to get my bearings. But it was just such a Carolyn has told us for years what a disaster the choir is. And you just could see that half the group's not on tempo. If anytime anything stops, the other chatter just erupts. It's very hard to keep these people focused. Once the conversation turned to what we're wearing for the concert, all hell broke loose of red jackets versus black jackets. And let's just go black jackets. Well, we don't have a black jacket. Let's go scory, just dark. Well, I thought you said black. And this took another 20, 30 minutes, but it was fun to be part of. And it was just I can't wait. I don't know, I got all swept up in it at the moment, and Jason was like, are you really going to do this? And it's like, of course I'm going to do it. It's just a one-time thing for Christmas, but I'm glad I did, and I can't wait to do the little concert. We only have one rehearsal, so I hope it works out.
I was like, that's what I asked when she got home. I was like, so when's the next rehearsal? She's like, oh, we're just going to run through it right before the
yeah, they just said show up a little early
and we'll run through it once. And I was like, wow, are they ready to do it? She's like, oh no there was quite a few problems, but it'll be fun. This is the small town stuff I love. This year, that's another thing that was all the buzz about yesterday at the salon. There is no living nativity scene this year, and I made the freaking mistake about asking about it. Just generally to someone, because I saw the program for Christmas on the wall there. I was like, oh, how come no nativity scene? That was here since the first year we've got here. And the firstborn, the youngest baby born in Piobico gets to be baby Jesus and blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know why, because everyone started talking to each other and in dialect, and I couldn't really follow, but no percent.
Actually, supposedly there is. So I found out because I asked when I was delivering cookies last night.
Why isn't it on the program?
That's what the whole hubbub is about. That it's not on the program. That there is the Presepe, but for some reason, this must be some sort of calculated way to get back at whoever puts out the Pro Loco, or who knows, I don't know, some sort of inner fighting. There will be the Presepe, but for some reason it's not on the program.
Snub.
Yes, they was snubbed. So I don't know what's going on.
Speaking of snubbed, we have never been asked back. We did that our first year here. We were part of the Living Nativity scene, and we were paper makers, and we were not asked back. Why were we never asked back in 12 years of living here?
I was chatty, and
Ashley wouldn't shut up. She had two different strangers who came by just part of looking at the nativity scene to just remind her that people who are in the nativity scene don't speak.
That it says on the program, respectful silence is what they showed. They both pointed it out on the program.
So no, we have not been asked back.
People would pop by and I was acting like it was like an open house. Like, hey, what are you doing? You want to make some paper?
We're paper makers.
Hey, how's your family? Tell them I said hi. I totally took it as a meet and greet. I didn't know it was. I was unaware of the silence aspect, but
so that's what's going on here around Piobico. Really, it's getting close to Christmas, and I don't know. It's all the Christmas markets, the little Christmas markets around here. We didn't really go to any of them around here. Maybe we'll go to one this weekend.
We will. We will.
I'm now informed that we will.
And I've got my eyes set on Tombola, on bingo in town, big prizes, big money.
Ashley is a ringer. She wins in the little tiny Piobico bingo. Bingo.
It gets talked about like at the grocery store.
People want to sit next to her because
yes.
She won 2 years in a row, I think.
Yeah, I won that iPad, and I won something else another year.
No, she stole an iPad. She muscled a kid away. What'd you muscle the little girl from?
I think it was the iPad, but I did win, but it was like me against her at the end, and it got hot and heavy. It got a little heated. I wasn't going home without my prize.
Oh, my God. Well, happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Oh, stick around. Am I going to read a chapter?
Oh, yeah. Well, do we have time? What time is it? It is currently 8:35. Yeah, if we get to it, you can.
I'll do it.
All right. Bring us home. Tell everyone what to look for.
All right. You can find us at latavolamarche.com, LATAVOLAMARCHE, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, La Tavola Marche, or follow me at Ashley Bartner. You guys, if you have any questions for the podcast, if you want to come out and book a stay, whatever. You know what to do. Happy holidays. Stick around. I'm going to read another chapter from the Untitled, Unpublished book. All right. Thanks for sticking around for a little reading of the Untitled, Unpublished, Unfinished book of our first years living in Italy. And I thought for this episode, I would do a throwback to chapter 2, our first Christmas in Italy, in case you missed it, or maybe just fun to hear it again. All right. Remember, I haven't really read these in years. There's quite a bit of mistakes and terrible grammar at times, so just bear with me. All right. First Christmas in Italy. Finally, we move into our first home on Christmas Day. The pipes have finally thawed. Oh, how romantic. We had big plans for a proper Christmas dinner, but who knew the grocery stores in Italy would be closed days before and after Christmas, to all those damn saints' days. It turned out not to matter because we ran out of natural gas. The tank was going to be full, we were reassured. No heat, no hot water, no stove or oven, all powered by gas equals a not-so-festive holiday. Not so holly jolly. It's Christmas, perhaps after the holidays we can come, the gas man said when Jason called. Little did we know the quote-unquote holidays end after the 6th of January. Rather than the festive Christmas we had hoped for, we rationed a bag of snack friends, a salty pretzel bread stick mix, and 2 slices of pizza. I didn't think it was possible to starve in Italy, but I just might. Snack friends, you're our only friends. I said while removing a forest of cobwebbed fake flowers tacked to damn near every wall in the house and slowly losing feeling in my fingertips. That first night, we quickly learned that a stone farmhouse may be charming from the outside, but is freezing ass cold in the winter, especially without any heat. Walking around this big, quiet stone farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, my sister and I started thinking about the quote-unquote Freddy Krueger factor. You know, the classic story of young 20-somethings with big boobies in the country in a big house all alone. That's how it always starts. Jason consoles us by reassuring, you two should be more afraid of the wild animals than a crazy knife-wielding psycho waiting in the woods. It was honestly a bit of a downer. We were cold, hungry, without any holly or jolly, and none of us were getting any presents that year. Your gift is that you live in Italy. Jason has used this line for every Valentine's Day as well ever since. So let's go for a walk. Megan grabbed a bottle of red wine we found in the pantry, and I followed suit. The night was dark and without a moon, but the stars were amazing and brighter than any of us could ever remember seeing before. We drank straight from the bottle, clinking the necks together. Chin chin to kakamone. We're home. The three of us with lips stained red decided to share one big apartment, twice the size of our place in Brooklyn. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, an open kitchen living room with a big stone fireplace on the 3rd floor. It reminded me of a lodge with its dark green walls, old clunky wooden furniture, peaked wood beam ceilings, and crackling fire. All that was missing was a moose head on the mantel. Overlooking the alfalfa fields and crisscrossing hills that continue for kilometers with the peekaboo glimpses of the Canigliano River winding its way to the sea. This is my favorite guest apartment for the views. With an armful of wood that was left in the outdoor kitchen, we climbed the steps to bed. Gathering mattresses, pillows, and blankets, we made a makeshift tent in front of the fireplace and slept there for warmth, taking shifts all night long to keep feeding the fire. I honestly thought you could just flip a switch and the house would be warm. Falling asleep sandwiched between my sister and my husband in a totally normal way, I couldn't help but smile in the dark. There was nothing to be afraid of. Are you still awake? I whispered into the icy air. The two murmured in unison. Can you believe we're really here? We have so much to do tomorrow. Jay, how incredible, though. Really, this is our first house. Doesn't that just blow you away? I can't stop thinking about all the lists we need to do. I continued rambling on with the grunts of acknowledgement along the way until my eyes were heavy and Jason started snoring. We had no clue what we had gotten ourselves into. We just knew this was only the beginning. I love you guys. Good night. Buonanotte. Meet Ruggiero the plumber. He is one of the first townspeople we encountered. In his 60s, medium height with a full head of gray hair, parted on the left and combed back, Ruggiero is the best-dressed plumber I've ever seen. He's always dressed impeccably, even for living in a farming village, with shine shoes and a cashmere sweater. You could say Ruggiero came with the house. Jason and I would call him for emergencies with heat and water, which were often. We had nowhere else to turn. Those first months, our phone conversations were horrible. We'd have to look up what we needed to say in the dictionary, practice it out loud, then dial, hoping he didn't answer. At the sound of his pronto, we barreled into our rehearsed speech. Then came the real horror, listening to his response. We would just respond with, okay, see, trying our best to remember each word, writing down what he said so we could look it back up in the dictionary. Only then to realize everything he said, we should have said, no. So we'd have to write it out again and call him back. Ruggiero had patience and is a good guy. That much we were certain. However, as the only plumber in town, he doesn't seem to feel the need to work with much urgency. When he does arrive, he works slow and talks slow, almost making guttural grunts as responses while going down a laundry list of problems. When we complain of his incompetency to Fusciani, he quips, of course he's a buffoon, but he's always been the plumber. I don't know why this is a proper answer. If he's not in his office, you can place money on him sitting and bullshitting in the Cafe Trota Blu in town next to the gas station. In the mornings, he's there taking a cafe, and in the afternoons, leisurely enjoying an aperitivo, saving the work for another day. During these first few days living at the house over Christmas, Fusciani would stop by here and there to check on us, probably making sure we hadn't burned down the house. It's reassuring to know that he cares, since we are the only ones living this far down the road, and the isolation can set in quickly. It's comforting that my sister is here with us, too, making board games much more enjoyable and competitive. Like Pavlovian dogs, our ears perk up at the sound of any passing vehicle. It's so rare when we look out the window or run down the stairs to see who's there. So when Fusciani's truck occasionally pulls up the driveway, we're more than eager for the interaction. By the 6th of January in the Festival of La Befana, we're starting to feel at home and well-fed. We bundle up and visit our neighboring village, Urbania. Flickering white Christmas lights cast a festive glow over the cramped cobblestone streets of this tiny medieval village. Oversized stockings hang from every window, and the cold, dry air is heavy with the smell of delicious roasted chestnuts. It feels good to be mixing and mingling with the people since we've been cooped up in the house, just the three of us cleaning since Christmas Day. With a glass of spiced wine in one hand, we buy a wheel of creamy local Pecorino sheep's milk cheese, fresh pasta from a nice guy named Ugo, a thick hunk of mortadella, the best bologna you've ever tasted, and wild boar sausages, finally stocking our kitchen with some food rations. It's so festive and fun and just what we needed to remind us of why we're living in Italy out here, to enjoy the simple pleasures. And that's true, even to this day. I love Christmas in Italy for the simple pleasures of it. I always complain on the podcast that I miss the commercialism, and that part's true. But it's nice just to, I don't know, be in a small town, the few flickering lights you see, the Christmas carols, the children's recitals, the big fat guy from town dressed up as Santa. It's utterly charming, and even 13 years later, I still love every minute of it. Well, Buon Natale a tutti, Merry Christmas to everyone, and until next time, ciao ciao!
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com. That's SENTIRE media.com and find out how to submit your show.